Hi, and welcome. I'm Ami with Balance, Wellness, Yoga Therapy, and Ayurveda. And today I'm going to talk about what is Ayurveda. I get this question all the time when I tell people I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. What is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is the ancient naturopathic healing science of India. It's over 5,000 years old. Yoga is its sister science. Ayurveda comes from a 5-elemental theory. Now, you all know the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, space. Everything around us and outside of us is made up of those 5 elements. And everything within us is also made up of those 5 elements. One thing I love about Ayurveda is it does not have a one-size-fits-all approach. One size does not fit all. So it acknowledges that even though we have these 5 elements within, that we each have an individual composition. So that individual makeup, our original blueprint, is called your prakriti. That's your original state of being. And then we have something called our current state of being, which is our vrikriti. And these two may be very different. Now, different times of our lives and different times of the year, these elemental compositions may shift. For example, in the summer when it's hot, I love eating watermelon. I grew a great big watermelon this summer. And in August, that juicy, cool watermelon was great, and it helped actually release excess heat from my body. But if someone were to offer me watermelon now in November, it wouldn't be appealing to me. Instead, I'd like a big bowl of carrot ginger soup because that's grounding and warming. So you can see how we can kind of play with different foods to create balance. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for the next person. So that's why in Ayurveda, we look at the individual person. So we have these biological humors called doshas, and they're made up of the 5 elements. So air and space makes vata, water and fire makes pitta, and water and earth makes kapha. Vata means that which moves, and it rules over everything that moves in your body. We all have vata in our body. Pitta means that which digests, and it rules over all digestion and chemical reaction in the body. And we all have pitta in our body. And kapha means that which builds. And it rules over everything that's building in our body, growing, cellular growth. And so we all have all 3 of these doshas within our body. But what we have is different amounts. So when you go to an Ayurvedic practitioner, they may take your pulse, they might ask you specific questions, you might fill out a chart, you may have seen them online. And that's to evaluate your blueprint, your prakriti, and your current state of being. The other thing I love about Ayurveda is it can really meet you where you're at, giving you advice about what are the good foods for you to eat, how should you live your life, what are some simple lifestyle adjustments you can make to create more balance. And what kind of self-care techniques can you use to stay healthy and vibrant and happy? Ayurveda sees, the word Ayurveda means the science of life. And Ayu comes from the word ayus, which means the body, the mind, the soul, and the senses. So Ayurveda is not just looking that your physical body is healthy, but are your senses calm? And not overstimulated? Is your mind able to be settled? How's your spirit? So the other thing I love about Ayurveda is that it's so holistic. It's so well-rounded. It looks at every part of life. I'm going to talk more about Ayurveda in upcoming videos. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Be well.